Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about a planet that I put a lot of emphasis into my readings because it is a true marker of, I gotta say, troublesome things many times. And you don't normally think this about what planet am I talking about? Neptune. I actually had to write an entire book about Neptune because I found it to be so prevalent and have such a major effect in people's charts. It was undeniable. So I want to talk about Neptune because this month of December, as a matter of fact, it's going to be December 10th, Neptune will turn direct. Now these outer planets, they stay retrograde for quite some time, almost half the year. So, but when they change directions, that means when it turns retrograde or it turns direct, it essentially stations, in other words, pretty much stands still. Now, no planet is ever completely still, but it appears to stand still for a short time. So it stays at that same degree for a very long time. But the main thing I want you to understand is when a planet is stationing, whatever that planet's about makes its impact globally around the world. So that's why I want to talk about this Neptune that is stationing, and it is stationing at 5 degrees of Pisces. So remember, if you have any planets around 5 degrees of Pisces or 5 degrees of Virgo, you will be impacted by this Neptune. Yes, now I'm going to go take a deep dive right now into all the variables that Neptune is about and how this is going to affect us in the world. Before I do so, though, I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org and you will get my predictions delivered to your email every week. While you're there at my website, also check out my Patreon. Become part of our amazing, cool spiritual community, and check out my galactic planner. You will know if you have planets that Neptune is affecting if you get my galactic planner. Go to galacticplanner.com. And last but not least, if you want to study with me, go to my university website, universityofvedicastrology.com. Now let's take a deep dive into what Neptune rules, what it's about. When it affects any of your personal planets, what are you going to be feeling? Neptune is a fog. It's where you cannot see things. And if it's affecting any of your planets, you will not be able to see clearly what's really going on. And even as an astrologer, I've been blindsided by Neptune, even though I knew. It is that powerful. It rules fog. It rules confusion. I'm telling you, if you have Neptune crossing over your ascendant or your sun or your moon, you're confused. One minute you make a decision to do this, and the next minute you say, no, I don't want to do that. Neptune is that confusing. But globally for the world, let me talk a little bit about what Neptune can do around the world, especially with this stationing that's happening with it. I'm telling you, we are going to be so confused. We are not going to know what's up or what's really happening with Neptune stationing. And Neptune's been traveling with Saturn. It is with Saturn right now, and it will be with Saturn probably for about 2 years to come, because Saturn will be in Pisces with Neptune. Neptune sits at 5 degrees of Pisces. So Saturn being with Neptune, Saturn is reality while Neptune is delusions. And Neptune rules delusions, deception, denials, confusion, not seeing things clearly. But because it rules delusions and deceptions, with it coming together with Saturn, which has been primarily most of 2025 and into 2026, it deals with bringing about a lot of cults where people are brainwashed and don't see the reality and truth. And I feel like this is going on with the media. I mean, around the world, they've been manipulating with videos. They've been manipulating with words, with things people are saying. They're flat out lying to persuade the public to think and believe a certain way. This is Neptune energy at its peak right now. But with Saturn, we're starting to wake up to it. The only problem is, and I say this all the time because it's so true, people will believe what they want to believe. They will persuade in their mind scenarios that fit what they want to believe. This is very Neptune. But with Saturn coming together with it, hopefully people will wake up. Now, it's going to be February 20th of 2026 that Neptune and Saturn will exactly come together. And they're going to come together at 6 degrees of Pisces. So you see right now, while it's stationing December 10th, it is at 5 degrees of Pisces. But it's going to move up to 6 degrees. Now, right in this area of the zodiac is the fixed star called Scheat, S-C-H-E-A-T. You can go look it up. It is the star of sorrow. And it deals so much with shipwrecks and problems on the water, major issues with floods and flooding. The last time the Neptune-Saturn came together in July, they didn't come together by second, but by degree. There were 7 degrees of Pisces. And we had the horrible floods down in Kerrville, Texas, that wiped off the face of the map a girls' camp called Camp Mystic, and I knew people that lost their daughters there. Horrible tragedy. So it deals with tragedy. We have more of this to come with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in February. And it will be exact on February 20th. That doesn't mean that it has to happen on that day, because they'll be together that degree practically the entire month. So be aware, there will be floods, there will be problems with water, there will be catastrophes, and there will be sorrow due to this. Now, another thing that Neptune does rule, aside from confusion and deception and cults and all the things dealing with our mind like this in such a way, it also rules oil and gas. And gassy things, you know, like natural gas, things you can't see, spirit world, the spirit world too. But with Saturn, Saturn also rules crude oil. Interestingly enough, them coming together, there could be a lot of oil spills and or manipulation of countries and people through oil and gas. So in the governments, when they restrict or they deny, people don't get the energy they need to go places, get things done. There can be some major catastrophes and calamities involving oil and gas. Maybe, you know, with the wars, them banning oil and gas for certain countries for their power, and or oil spills with the ships, because this does involve the water too, or just leaks in the ground with oil spills. That's another thing that's possible. But another thing is that I want you to know that this Neptune can deal with is awakening to truth with Saturn. But right now, I think people are very much confused. They don't know what they believe with the way the world is projecting information onto people. It's not the reality. It's a real problem that we have. And with the onset of AI, all sorts of false narratives will be projected into our faces. And what's so interesting is people don't even have to pay consequences for lying in the media, making up complete total lies. Somehow this needs to come to an end, and hopefully with Neptune with Saturn, there will be some regulations or laws put about when people literally lie about things in the media. Lie. And, you know, maybe they can say it's free speech in their opinion, but no, it is not truth. It's not reality. This is what I think Neptune in Pisces is going to bring about. Now let me talk a second about this, because Pisces is the sign that can deal with victims too. And it can be literal victims that are, you know, taken advantage of. But it can also mean people that want to be a victim. And my God, that is the worst thing, because people that are victims will never achieve their goals or be what they want. They'll just stay in their pity party and blame the whole world for the fact that they don't have what they want or need. You got to take responsibility. Saturn is about responsibility, so maybe this means responsibility finally will be taken for the lies, for the cheating, for victims to wake up. Now, another thing, the nakshatras. There is an amazing nakshatra that Neptune is in. It's called Uttara Bhadrapada. And its symbol is this serpent from the deep. And that means going to the depths, the core, the essence of the depths of what truth is, and bringing it up for realization. So many things that have been denied will come to the surface with this nakshatra. Neptune will be here in this nakshatra for a very long time, for years to come. So many things are coming up from the depths of discovery, and that is a really beautiful thing. I think that Neptune being in Pisces definitely means there can be pollution to the water too. Be aware of water problems, because this is the waters, the oceans, the seas of our world. And with Saturn, there can be some major problems or shortages of water. Water is the thing we need more than anything aside from air. So this is going to bring up a new awareness about, I think, the ecology and how we need to take care of our planet and our earth. And especially with the oil and the pollution. This is going to be a major issue of the Saturn-Neptune coming up. And I think that's a positive, because a lot of things have to be fixed and taken care of on our planet. And they will. So I just wanted you to be aware of where Neptune is. It's stationing. Everything to do with what Neptune is about will be a focal point this entire month. This entire month. So be aware of cults, deception, brainwashing. Be aware of confusion throughout the world, not getting answers. But what will come out of the Saturn-Neptune dance together is that we're going to wake up to a new reality from all the deceptions and the delusions. And one more thing, Neptune rules disease. And with Saturn, we will know what's caused so many of these diseases, whether it was mankind playing around with things or intentionally doing things to hurt the public around the world, like as in COVID, these type of things. We will know answers about this, and we will know more about health and healing with this aspect, because we're going to learn more about what the causes are for disease. So I think I've covered what I wanted to say. Be aware of all the truths and deceptions coming about, and be aware of, be true to the truth and not be deluded by your mindset of what you want to believe. Believe the truth, because this will help us progress as a humanity, not be ostriches with our head in the sand. Be awake, be aware, and use this information to improve and make your life better. So with that, I think I'll close. Remember, if you want to learn more about me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Thank you.